Okay, people. So, Mafia Mamma is the new signature film directed by Catherine Hardwicke and written by J. Michael Feldman and Debbie Jhoon from a story idea from Amanda Cyphers. The film is produced by Toni Collette and Amanda Cyphers, executive produced by Alvaro R. Valente, Jen Turner, Peter Touche, Alison Thompson. Christopher Simon also produced. Executive producer Sarah Andrea Scarzo, Kent Sanderson, Norman Merry, uh, Evangelo Kissisis, Andrew Carpen, Catherine Hardwicke, Mark Goudia, Mark Goldberg, Christina Gabetti, Christelle Conan, Andrew Boswell, Jerome Booth, and Simon Baxter. Alex Hefts handles the music, Patrick McGuee, cinematography, Waldemar Centeno edits the piece, Armando Pizzitti, casting duties. Production design is Livia Bergoni, set decoration as well. Costume design is Claudette Lilly, and our cast. Well, Kristin is played by Toni Collette. Her husband Paul is played by Tim Dash, and her son Dominic is played by Tommy Rodger. We then have got Don Giuseppe Balbano, who is her uncle, played by Alessandro Bressanello. Bianca, his assistant, is played by Monica Bellucci. Her brother-in-law, cousin, Fabrizio, is played by Eduardo Scarpetta. We got her bodyguards, Aldo, played by Francesco Mastroianni, and Dante, played by Alfonso Pergini. Then we have Aldo's mother, played by Duska Visconti. There is who else? Lorenzo, played by Guido Corso, and his aunt Esmeralda, played by Dora Romano. You've got Jenny, Kirsten's best friend, played by Sophia Nomvete. Their Krav Maga trainer, played by Madalena Bellucci Williams. Tracy, played by Claire Palazzo. Wayne, played by Mitch Salm. Randy, played by Yonv Joseph. Hank is played by Jay Natel. Ding, ding, ding. The judge, right, is played by Olivia Del Palos. Bruno, played by Alessandro Cremona. And Gianni, played by Lana Goreano. No. Right, so the gist of the story is this. Kristin Balbano Jordan is in need of a change, with her son heading off to college, her marriage in shambles, and her professional life as a pharmaceutical marketing executive at crossroads. Kristin is hungry for a life in which her empathy and problem solving talents are an asset, not a liability. When she gets an unexpected call from a woman she's never met, Bianca, um, who tells Kristin her grandfather in Italy has died, leaving California for Rome to attend a funeral and hopefully spark an eat, pray, love style romantic adventure, Kristin discovers the family business is organized crime, and rivals are now gunning for the Balbanos. Kristin has to take over her grandfather's wishes. Initially reluctant, the former people pleaser housewife realizes that when not dodging assassination attempts, being a mafia don has its upsides. A group that respects what she has to offer, a fantastic wardrobe, Bianca's guardian angelship, and a break from endless Zoom calls. It's a big leap for a woman who was too busy raising a family to ever find time to watch The Godfather. But as she becomes a Mafia Mamma, Kristin sees how the Balbano family, like herself, can go from old ways to new beginnings. So, yeah, that is the film, people. Now, there's a few things that were said, right? So, Amanda Sears, who devised the story, said this: Toni, Catherine, Monica, and I are all women who are not 20 anymore and have experienced a lot in our lives and our careers. Even while being successful, we can identify with women who become strong because they had no choice. In the eyes of their husbands, women like Kristin are perhaps not young anymore. They have to let their children go their own way. They have to let go of a lot of things. That's one reason why Mafia Mamma is universal. Any woman, no matter her level of success, has these feelings. Hmm. Hmm. Right. We also have Sivers say that this idea is a lot of who I am. I have roots in Italy and France, but I live in Los Angeles. So I'm sort of a fish out of water as European living and working in the United States. I'm also a mother whose kids are going off to college and a single woman who's always thinking it'd be so romantic to go to Italy. And I love stupid romance movies about that kind of thing. They're not realistic, but I still love them. I also think if anything were to actually happen to me in Italy, I'm sure it would be messy. So I think in an outrageous way, this story would be mine. Something funny that's close to the spirit of my own life. So yeah, that gives you probably a little bit of insight into what this was, right? What they were hoping to do with it. And I guess, right, if you like those ridiculous stories that don't make any real sense, then this could work. Maybe. Maybe. Right? We've seen a lot of kind of mafia comedy films, analyze this, analyze that, get shorty, be cool, right? Just all of those ones. I mean, people seem to love Mickey Blue Eyes. I don't know why. Um, I mean, my cousin Vinny, like there's a lot of different films, right? Some are funnier than others, you know? Right, so like the whole 9 yards, like some work, some don't. And a lot of them I hate, right? But if you like that kind of thing, then yeah, this could be that for you. I get wanting to I don't know, tell a kind of story where you've got this woman and who's leading this life and she steps into another world. I just think we have all the cliches, right? Every single cliche is here. Everyone. And it feels like the story is on the fence a bit, right? Whether it's trying to be a comedy and it's also trying to be this really thoughtful, kind of piece that's addressing these issues that might affect women of a certain age and all of this. So I think it gets lost, right? It gets tangled up in its own feet, right? Not sure how to go, right? How far to go in either direction. And that's where I think it gets lost for me, because I don't think it's funny enough to be a comedy, right? And it's trying way too hard with joke, like just way too hard. And then you've got the things where it's trying to show someone that's all about helping other people, but the problem is it takes it way too far. Like when she catches her husband having an affair, she's like, to the woman he's banging, he's like, "Oh, are you okay?" And you're just like, look, even someone who tries to take care of other people, right? Make other people happy. You're not doing that, right? So it makes a character real pathetic, and you're just like, ugh, you know? Like that's the thing. It goes too far in a direction, which then just becomes real weird and stupid. Like it's just her meeting with Lorenzo in the airport. Again, kind of dumb, right? That whole situation is kind of because she doesn't know him that long, but you have all of the, and then she's meeting him, but then wanting to, sleep with this other person. It's just all, there's no trying to get to know someone, no trying to understand a situation, right? And just the whole, oh, I didn't have 2.5 hours to spare to watch The Godfather. You don't have to watch The Godfather to get any of the mafia references. Like, look, the mafia references are and definitely, in the 80s, 90s were thrown around so much that you didn't have to watch all of these films to get it. Right? I watched the Godfather late, but I got, you know, all those kind of a horse's head in the bed and just all of it, like, and you weren't quite sure. Wait, do they mean a whole horse? Like, I mean, was it bloody? Like, you didn't need to know what it was, right? And then you watch it and you'd be like, "Jeez, it was a fucking horse's head," right? But you didn't have to have watched it to get it, right? Be like, "Oh, we're slipping with the fishes," right? You got what that was. But this is like, oh, I have no clue what that means. Oh, what does that? And you're just like, come on, man. What are we what are we doing here? Right? I hate the way marketing is always depicted in movies and TV. Because it's just stupid. It's so stupid. They have the worst ideas, which everyone's like going, "Oh my god, that's incredible! Wow, how is it?" And you're just like, "That's so dumb! Like, what is this shit?" You know, it's weird, right? And just the whole eat, pray, fuck thing was just, you know, I don't know, man, people. This, I mean, it's not my. This wasn't made for me, right? This film was not made for me. Right? The acting's all over the top, like just over the top. So you just feel like, no, like it wasn't anyone's strongest film. I would say they may have been having a load of fun, which is great. That's great. Yeah, have fun at work. That's important. And I'm sure there are people that are going to enjoy this. As I said, look, if you love stuff like Mickey Blue Eyes, the whole 9 yards, and analyze this, analyze that, all of that jazz, this could work. You could enjoy this. I'd probably, it's similar ilk, right? It's similar ilk. So there is that. But yeah, for me, I don't know, people. It just didn't work, right? We have this whole court case situation, which, I mean, the silly thing about the court case, right, is there was no semblance to a court. Right, any of the court cases you have seen on TV, even in the lowest budget films, made more sense than what we have here. Right, just the way it was orchestrated was just baffling people. I don't know. And turning shit wine into great wine in under 3 months, that might have been one of the most ludicrous things in this film. That really, I mean, it takes time, right? And if the grapes are shit, you're not turning those around. It's about planting new grapes, refertilizing the soil, making sure all the nutrient levels are right. There's so much that goes into it, and then where the wine is shit and everyone knows the wine is shit, you have to change people's opinions. That's a whole behavioral change campaign. That takes a while. To turn people on that shit. So yeah, the wine thing was just fucking baffling, people. But if you like The Outlaws, right, that Netflix joint from earlier in the year, then yeah, Mafia Mamma on Prime could be for you. Okay, so it's dropping early next week. People. Yeah. If you want something you don't have to think about, right? If you enjoy just ridiculous rom-com comedy things, then yeah, this film could be up your alley, right? But do not expect nuance. I will also, if you liked Hardwicke's Prisoner's Daughter, right? We looked at that earlier in the year. If you enjoyed that, yeah, a lot of this makes as much sense as that film, right? So I think, yeah, if you liked any of those films I've referenced, Mafia Mamma will probably work for you. So enjoy.